Welcome to the historic home of Aston Martin, where over 52 years, 13,000 Aston Martins left the factory here in Newport Pagnell, all the way from the DB4 right through to the very last Vanquish S in 2007. Now known as Aston Martin Works, this has become the largest, best equipped and most knowledgeable heritage restoration centre in the world. The passion for the heritage of Aston Martin here is incredible, and the team are true craftsmen, using artisan skills passed down through generations. Many of the original tools that made the cars back in the day are still being used to service and restore them at the very site they were originally built on. The selection of cars throughout the workshops is absolutely mind-blowing, but the reason we're here is to take a look at this, the V12 Vantage AMR. A swan song for the V12 engine, which can trace its roots back to the very last car to leave the factory here almost 12 years ago. Inspired by the Vantage GTE, which won the FIA World Endurance Championship, only 300 AMRs were produced, of which just 100 are V12s, so it's a rare thing. It adds 30 horsepower to the V12 Vantage S as if it needed some more, plus the option of a host of other AMR accessories which this car has, the most obvious of which is the carbon fibre aero kit. There's a ridiculous sounding lightweight titanium exhaust, lightweight forged aluminium wheels, carbon fibre seats and loads of other carbon fibre parts to set it apart from any other Vantage. The AMR comes with a 7-speed single clutch automated gearbox, but this one has an optional 7-speed manual. It's an individual spec on this car, and the list of options is frankly obscene. The Halo Pack colour scheme in the style of the GTE race car is £6,500 on its own. The full AMR aero kit is nearly £19,000. It has the £11,000 AMR titanium exhaust system, which sounds ridiculous. The race clutch and flywheel at nearly £3,500. The AMR race pack, £2,500. This gives you a track camera and in-depth telemetry system, but then it also has a £5,500 Bang & Olufsen stereo to listen to on the drive home. On top of that, there's around £40,000 in carbon fibre options alone. And all of that carbon is tinted in the same green developed for the Valkyrie, a pretty pricey Q option along with all the painted lime green details. And the finishing touch, gold badges for a mere £800. A lot then, but all that race-inspired kit with 3 pedals and just about 600 horses going to the rear wheels sounds like the perfect recipe for our kind of car. Over the lifetime of the V12 Vantage, Aston Martin gradually honed everything and absolutely nailed it with the V12 AMR. Add to that the rarity factor being just one of 100 cars worldwide, and it's surely a future classic in the making too. So this is the bit that I've been looking forward to, getting out in the road in the V12 AMR. Ever since I drove a normal V12 Vantage S with a manual at the Aston Martin factory a couple of years ago, I've held it right up there with some of the most fun cars I've ever driven. Having a massive 6-litre V12 wedged into a tiny little car, it's just awesome. So we've got an extra 30 horsepower from the V12, so we're up to 595 horsepower. So much torque, this thing just pulls from nothing all the way to redline. And the important bit is that really expensive titanium exhaust system, which we need to have a bit of a listen to. I can tell already why I like the V12 so much. Oh my god, that noise! Already 2 things define this car. The first one is the engine. It just dominates everything. The noise of it, the torque of it, just the response. It's amazing, absolutely amazing engine, and they just don't really make them like that anymore. I know the newer engines are super powerful, but for me, no matter how much power you give a turbocharged V8, it can never match the character of a V12 like this. Second thing that defines it, the gearbox. It's the 7-speed manual, which is actually an option in this car. And the interesting thing about it is it's a dogleg manual, so first is down and back. And it takes quite a while to get used to, especially because you've got 7 gears. It means you've got 4 rows of gears. So I find myself going from 2nd to 5th quite a lot. Maybe it would be better if it had a normal 6-speed manual. But the more I use this, the more I think it adds a bit to the character of the car as well, because you've really got to concentrate when you're driving this quick. You know, blipping your downshifts, making sure you get the right gear, managing the traction on the way out. It makes it quite a rewarding experience, and I think that's the whole thing with this car. It's so rewarding, it's got so much character. I can remember why I loved that V12 Vantage S so much, and this one has just exceeded my expectations. It takes it to another level with the noise and just how special it feels in here with all this green carbon fibre, and the attention it gets as well when we stop to fill it with fuel. Everyone's coming over to talk to you, and it's all positive in this car. I absolutely love it. It really is a special car, especially in such a unique spec, and an amazing swan song for Aston Martin's naturally aspirated V12, which I honestly think is one of the best engines ever made. And being at the old home of Aston Martin is an experience in itself. The heritage of this place makes it feel like so much more than a dealership. And this very car is actually for sale right now at Aston Martin Works, and the want is very strong.